The mountains were like angry giants, dark, jagged. They clawed at the stormy sky. Rain fell hard. It was a cold, angry rain. Each drop hit the car like a tiny fist. Bang, bang, bang. The wind howled. It sounded like a hungry wolf. It pushed against the little red car. The road was a black ribbon. It twisted and turned up into the stormy heights. The driver gripped the wheel tightly. His knuckles were white. He could barely see through the sheets of water on the windshield. Wipers slapped back and forth. Slap, whine, slap. They couldn't keep up. The little red car felt very small. It was all alone on this mountain road. No other headlights cut through the gloom. No other engine sounds fought the storm, just the roar of the wind and the drum of the rain. The driver, Tom, shivered. It wasn't just the cold. A strange feeling crawled up his spine, a feeling of dread, like something bad was waiting up ahead, hidden in the swirling rain and fog. He tried to shake it off. Just the storm, he told himself, just the spooky mountains. But the feeling wouldn't go away. It stuck to him like cold mud. He had to keep going. There was no turning back now. The road behind was just as treacherous, probably worse. He squinted, trying to see the edge of the narrow path. On one side, a solid rock wall, wet and glistening. On the other side, nothing, just a sheer drop, a black emptiness swallowed by the storm. He didn't want to think about what was down there. He focused on the small patch of road illuminated by his headlights. It was a tiny island of safety in a sea of danger, or so he hoped. The car climbed higher. The air grew colder. The rain mixed with sleet now. Tiny pellets of ice pinged against the metal. Ping, ping, ping! The engine whined in protest. It was working hard, too hard. Tom glanced at the temperature gauge. It was steady, for now. But everything felt wrong. The mountains seemed to press in on him. The storm wanted to swallow him whole. He felt a bead of sweat trickle down his temple, even though he was cold. This was a bad idea, a very bad idea. He should have waited out the storm in the last town. But he was stubborn, and now he was paying the price. Suddenly, a flicker of movement. Up ahead, through the driving rain, Tom's heart leapt into his throat. What was that? An animal? A deer, maybe? Or something else? The mountains were full of stories. Stories of strange creatures, things that came out in storms like this. He leaned forward, peering through the blurry windshield. The wipers struggled, slap, whine, creating brief moments of clarity, then gone again. The shape was large and dark. Too big for a deer. It was close to the edge of the road, too close. He eased his foot off the accelerator. The car slowed a little. The engine's groan softened, but the wind still screamed. And the rain still hammered down. He needed to see. He had to know what was out there. Was it a rock slide, a fallen tree? The road was narrow, barely enough room for one car. If something blocked the path, he didn't want to finish that thought. His hands were slippery on the wheel now. He wiped one, then the other on his jeans. The feeling of dread intensified. It was a cold knot in his stomach, getting tighter, tighter. The dark shape resolved itself. Not an animal, not a tree. It was a truck, a big dark truck, parked, or was it? It was hard to tell. Its lights were off. Why would anyone park here, in this storm, on this dangerous bend? Unless they were in trouble, or maybe they the trouble. Tom's mind raced. He had to make a decision, fast. Try to squeeze past? Or stop, honk his horn? The silence from the truck was unnerving. It was like a silent beast waiting for him. He decided to slow down even more, creep past, give it a wide berth, as wide as the narrow road would allow. He steered the little red car towards the rock face. Scraping sounds came from the side, branches maybe, or was it the rock itself? He held his breath. The truck loomed larger, closer, still no lights, no sign of life, just a dark, hulking shape. Then he saw it, a glint of something near the truck's front wheel. A piece of metal, or was it an eye, reflecting his own headlights? A shiver, colder than the storm, ran down his back. Too late. It happened so fast. One moment he was creeping past, the next a deafening sound. Crunch! Metal screamed. His little red car lurched violently to the right, towards the terrifying drop. The truck, it hadn't been parked, it had moved, pulled out, or had he misjudged the space? The rain was so thick, so confusing. His head slammed against the side window. Stars exploded behind his eyes. Pain shot through his neck. He cried out, but his voice was lost in the chaos. The storm, the crash, the world tilted sideways, then upside down. Oh no. The car was going over the edge. He clawed at the steering wheel, useless. He was helpless, a toy tossed by an angry giant. The car was airborne. For a terrifying second there was a strange silence, only the whoosh of the wind. Then the spinning started, round and round like a crazy carnival ride. But this was no fun fair, this was real, this was death. He saw flashes, sky, rocks, trees, all a blur. Spinning, tumbling, his seatbelt cut into his shoulder. His body was thrown against it hard, again and again. Loose objects in the car became missiles, his phone, a water bottle, a map. They flew past his face. He closed his eyes tight. He didn't want to see, didn't want to know when the final impact would come. The rotation was sickening. He felt his stomach lurch up into his throat. The sound of tearing metal was all around him. Screeching, groaning. The little red car was being ripped apart, piece by piece, as it fell, down, down, down. The spinning seemed to slow, or maybe time was stretching. Each fraction of a second felt like an eternity. He was upside down, hanging by the seatbelt. Blood rushed to his head. He could taste something metallic. Blood or just fear? He braced himself, tensed every muscle, waiting for the crash, the final bone-shattering crash. When would it end, this terrifying dance in the air, this plunge into the black, stormy abyss? The mountain was claiming him. Crumple! The impact was brutal. Not a single smash, but a series of them. Bang, crunch, shudder. The car hit something, then something else, rolling, tearing, glass shattered, exploding inwards, tiny sharp daggers. He felt stings on his face, his arms. The world was a symphony of destruction, metal twisted around him, groaning like a dying beast. He was tossed around inside the cabin like a rag doll. The seatbelt held, thank goodness for the seatbelt, but for how long? Then stillness, a sudden shocking silence. The spinning stopped, the crashing stopped. Only the rain kept falling. A gentle patter now on the mangled roof, or what was left of it. He was upside down, still strapped in. Darkness surrounded him, a thick, inky blackness. He tried to move, pain everywhere. His head throbbed, his arms screamed in protest. Was he alive? He must be. He could feel the pain, he could hear the rain. He took a shaky breath. It hurt. He reached out a hand, fumbling in the dark. His fingers brushed against cold, twisted metal. The dashboard, the door, he couldn't tell. The smell of gasoline filled the small space, strong, acrid, dangerous, and something else, damp earth, pine needles. He was on the ground or near it. The car had stopped its terrible fall. But where was he? How far had he fallen? He tried to call out, "Hello!" His voice was a weak croak. Swallowed by the vast, uncaring mountains, panic began to set in, cold and sharp. He was trapped, injured, alone, in the dark, in the middle of a storm, in the wreckage of his car. The image of the dark truck flashed in his mind. Had it caused this, deliberately, or was it just a terrible accident? He didn't know. All he knew was the crushing weight of the silence of the twisted metal, the silence of the lonely mountain, and the terrifying uncertainty of what would happen next. The rain continued to fall, washing away the evidence, but not the fear.